Welcome back to Digital Futures Education. In this video, we're going to go over 10 tasks that anyone can do in ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a powerful tool that can help automate and produce amazing results in everyday tasks. Let's hop into amazing things you can do. The first one is drafting emails and replies. ChatGPT, or other AI chatbots can help you draft professional responses and replies to emails at a variety of different response levels. It can also be tiered for customer support, networking, or follow-ups to different topics. It can also support summarizing long threads of emails and providing concise replies that incorporate all the ideas. Here's our first example. It is email drafts and replies. So here I have a prompt that says, I need to write a professional follow-up email to a potential client I met at a networking event. Keep it warm, polite, and mention that I'd love to continue our conversation about possible collaboration. Now, what's great about this prompt is it's specific, it's detailed, it's not just write a reply about a networking event that I met you, kept it simple. It's actually being very specific about it being professional follow-up email to a potential client. So that establishes the relationship, it establishes where they met, it has a tone, and it mentions, it's providing a context for it that they'd like to continue our conversation about potentially collaborating. So if I go ahead and hit submit on that prompt, I get the subject of great connecting at the blank event, looking forward to our conversation. Here's the client's name. I hope you're doing well. It was a pleasure meeting you at this event and learning more about your work at their company or industry. I really enjoyed our conversation about blank and got me thinking about how we might collaborate. Now, it also goes on to say, I'd like to continue our discussion, has your name. ChatGPT will learn more about you when you're logged in with the responses it gives you. So it is going to know your name, it's going to know parts of your business and how you usually relate to people. And we'll also remember older prompts. So what you might want to do here is if you're not happy with maybe the language or the tone of this email, you can make adjustments. An additional thing you might want to think about with an email like this is sometimes to avoid having it sound like that it's written too much by the AI, you can have it also say, please redraft this email at a 5th grade reading level. And what it does is it allows you to use a very specific reading level to redraft the email, lowering maybe the use of vocabulary, making it more simple, might make it more concise. And this can also be used with social media, of course. Now, other strategies you can use here is copying and pasting the actual thread of an email in here and using it as a reply. So that's one simple way you can use ChatGPT on a daily level. Now, remember, it's all about how you utilize your prompt, the details that you give it, how specific you are, the reading level, the tone, the topics. You can have it draft very specific responses that take into account what you really want to get from this interaction or collaboration through email. Now, an additional step you might want to take to any of these emails is actually to ask ChatGPT to do some summaries. Now here I have the prompt, summarize this email thread in 3 bullet points and suggest a concise reply that acknowledges the key points and provides a clear next step. So this is a prompt that you can utilize from someone else's email. I'm going to use it based off the email that I've generated. So based on it breaking out the 3 key points that it found in the email, it has created a concise reply, which can often be shorter, more concise, and more to the point. And here the more concise reply is, thanks for reaching out. It was great meeting you as well. I appreciate the conversation. Would love to continue exploring our potential collaboration. Let's set up a quick call next week. Does this work? Looking forward to connecting again. Now also notice it had a summary of 3 main bullet points of how I met this person. Maybe I want to continue the conversation, and it's suggesting a quick call at a more convenient time. Yes. Now the next thing that anyone can do inside ChatGPT is write and edit documents. ChatGPT can help generate reports, create blog posts, articles or essays, and also create cohesive summaries. And most importantly, it can proofread documents, provide insight, and improve clarity and readability. It can help improve your tone and ultimately improve the final product. Now, this use of ChatGPT is one that most people have probably already tried, and that's utilizing ChatGPT to do writing or proofreading documents. So here I have a prompt of write a 500-word blog post on the future of AI in education, explaining its impact on teachers, students, and learning outcomes. And what you're gonna find is not only is it gonna write the post at the specific length that you want, it's going to target the areas based on the prompt that were requested. So if you're going to have a prompt, you want to make sure it's as specific as possible so the AI can begin to develop content. And here we have this document that's been created: impacts on teachers, impacts on students, improving learning outcomes, and a conclusion, a balanced approach to AI in education. So with that text, we may want to ask some additional prompts and also begin to identify new ways of refining this document. So let's take a few steps. So the first thing you might find is that there is a particular paragraph within the document created that needs additional work, clarity, or tone. So I'm going to look at the paragraph on impacting teachers, AI as a classroom assistant. And it says one of the most significant benefits of AI in education is the potential to alleviate teacher workloads. Educators often juggle lesson planning, grading, administrative tasks, leaving little time for personal instruction. And so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to take that section and I've created a prompt: proofread and improve the clarity and tone of the following paragraph. So I'm going to put some semicolons here. And then it proceeds to give it to me. One of the greatest advantages of AI in education is its ability to reduce teachers' workloads, allowing them to focus more on meaningful instruction. Educators constantly balance lesson planning, grading, student support, and administrative responsibilities, often leaving little time for personalized teaching. By automating routine tasks and providing intelligent insights, AI enables teachers to dedicate more attention to student engagement and individualized learning. So that's a much deeper response based on improving the clarity and tone. When you are writing, there are a number of AI tools in addition to ChatGPT that can help support you. I would recommend using a prompt. Please provide several resources to support this document and identify the URL and the key content from the sources. Now you could pair a prompt like that with a Notebook LM tool from Google, but you can also begin the process here in ChatGPT. So here we have, certainly here are resources that support the discussion on AI and the future of AI in education, highlighting its impact on teachers and learning outcomes. And here we have the NetGuru article from December 19, 2024. And it talks about what the article is. Here's the blog at tcea.org. AI and education impact on teachers, the impact of artificial intelligence on higher education, how it is transforming learning. Key content: this article concerns about AI replacing teachers, clarifying that AI is intended to complement and enhance educators' abilities. So there is also Education Next and the class point. So here I have now some resources that if I wanted to add clarity to the document that I've written, I could integrate one of these resources and make it a little bit more my own. So let me find one. So let's go with AI and education impact on teachers. So it explores the benefits of AI in education, such as personalized learning. So I could go to this document, I could go to this website, and I'm going to take this text, go back to my article, and it says, please cite this text from the second article. I'm going to say directly and integrate it to my document. So now it's giving me a revision, and let's see how it cited the text. And here's the citation. As noted in TCEA's blog on AI in education, the classroom has already gone digital. Over the past decade, teachers have been leveraging a wide array. So it takes that direct quote, the website, and then begins to give it context within what I've written. This is definitely a great first step to take an AI article and start to make it your own, finding additional resources and sources. One thing that I think that goes underutilized is utilizing transcripts. So utilizing a tool like Otter AI and then taking an actual transcript or text-based transcript and then bringing it into ChatGPT and then using it to create not only a more organized version of your transcript, but also a version which you can turn into an article. So here I have a transcript that I have taken from an online class that I've taught. I have the course is recorded and I have the transcript. Now what I can do is I can utilize this transcript to actually create lesson notes. So I'm going to take this transcript. This is very long. It's a multi-hour course, but I'm going to take probably about 20-30 minutes of the course. And this is just the beginning. I'm going to take that text out and then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. And within ChatGPT, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a transcript from my online course or any other transcript, and I'm going to say, please identify the key learning moments and points from this course transcript. And what I can do is I can actually then give this to students if they're interested in having a recap. So here it's giving me a course structure and organization of how I did an introduction, a course format and delivery, updating a syllabus, and talking about some programming and learning and assessment and how I was approaching that, terms around student success and engagement, and also some final takeaways. So this is some great stuff that you can utilize, but also your students can benefit and learn from. Also, if you're ever in a meeting and you have permission to actually record the meeting or record anything in which you get a transcript, you can then utilize that text as a way to bringing it into ChatGPT and really getting some great documents. And this next powerful thing that ChatGPT can do is improve scheduling and time management. It can help plan daily, weekly, or monthly tasks and help you prioritize them. It can help you generate to-do lists which are matched with where they need to be during your schedule and help you prioritize them. And it can give you time blocking strategies to be more efficient. So here, let's do a prompt for scheduling and time management. This prompt is create a weekly schedule for me, balancing work, exercise, family time, and personalized learning. So here I'm going to utilize a prompt for developing a schedule. And it's create a weekly schedule for me, balancing work, exercise, and personal learning. Prioritize deep work in the mornings and break tasks into manageable time blocks. So let's see what we get. And remember, when you try to do a schedule utilizing ChatGPT, also remember that you can provide it information. So if you have an existing schedule with dates and a calendar, you can utilize that and bring that in and utilize that as part of your prompt and utilize it saying, based on these dates or based on these parts of my schedule, create a schedule for me. Here, they've given us, here's a structured weekly schedule that balances deep work, exercise, and personal learning while ensuring sustainable productivity. So it gives some key principles of what's trying to be accomplished. It gives a morning routine, an exercise routine, deep work session, lunch and reset, meetings, break, focused work, personal learning, write down, a wind down at 5 or 6, dinner and unplugging from work, flexible evening time, reading or low tech learning, wind down, and sleep prep. So then it goes to the entire week. So it does give you an option for key adjustments based on your focus areas. So if you're going to creating some content, or you're going to be doing any other type of work, consulting work or teaching work or learning work, here it starts to think about how that can be integrated into your schedule. Now, another thing to think about is even though you may have a schedule, you may be trying to tackle a very specific task or a group of tasks. So here's a prompt that is around generate a structured to-do list for today based on these priorities. Finish a presentation, respond to emails, plan next week's content, research for a blog post. So it takes that existing schedule that it developed for you and is now breaking it into sections that include the priorities you want to include based on the tasks you want to complete. So we have a more structured to-do list. What's happening from 9 to 10:30, what's happening from 10:30 to 10:45, and then 10:45 to 12, lunch, afternoon, wrap up, and wind down. So very handy. Just remember, you can bring your own information into ChatGPT to help refine and make it more for you. So an important element is also being able to utilize ChatGPT to help you summarize and reduce information down to more cohesive chunks. So here we have a prompt: summarize this 2,000 word article on AI regulation into a 5-sentence executive summary highlighting the key takeaways. So that is the prompt you would use. Let me actually give it some content now. So you would design this prompt based on what you want to look at. What I'll do is I'll actually go to an article on AI regulation. So here I have this article on AI regulation in the EU. I'm going to take it, I'll select all. So I've taken this article on AI regulation in the European Union, and I'm going to now take it back to ChatGPT, and I have this summarize this 2,000 word article on AI regulation. And this is a unique thing that ChatGPT and some other AI chatbots do, is it will give you 2 possible responses. And you get to look at the responses and see which one you like better, so that it can tailor its response to you over time. Now let's see if we can see any differences in these responses. So the first response, they look very similar. One focuses more on laws and regulations, high-risk systems, general purpose AI models versus transparency rules, the act pending final approval. So one is more law-based and one is more based on regulations, it looks like. So I'm going to go with the response 2, just because it seems to be leaning a little bit towards the regulation focus, and that was my request. And then it provides it for me. And here I have the European Parliament has approved the Artificial Intelligence Act, first binding AI law, regulation. So giving me these 5 cohesive points that I've requested. So let's just double check what our prompt was. Summarize the 2,000 word article on AI regulation into 5-sentence executive summary, highlighting the key takeaways. So that's what it's given us, and we could then utilize these points for however we want to use them. But it basically gives us a component to start our research on this topic with. Now, one thing we could do with this is even push it in a different direction. If you had other thoughts, you could find another article and then utilize a prompt like this one. What are the latest trends AI and machine learning in 2025? Provide a quick summary based on recent industry reports. I'm going to add to this, please provide the URL of the reports you use. So it is searching the web in this newer version of ChatGPT, and here it's giving me significant advancements across various domains. Here we have agentic AIs, AI agents, evolving from simple chatbots to autonomous systems capable of managing complex tasks, multimodal models of AI. Specialized AI applications is a shift towards creating AI solutions tailored for specific industries and tasks. AI in scientific research. AI is accelerating prolific breakthroughs in scientific fields such as aiding in drug discoveries, genomics, and materials science. Then we have ethical and responsible AI. AI systems becoming more integrated into society. There's an increasing emphasis on ethical considerations, bias mitigation, and transparency. So definitely a good list of the new trends for 2025, as well as time.com being the first research, TechTarget being the first article, Sloan Review from MIT.edu, news from Microsoft.com, and Dataversity. So also some great sources, and it's kind of itemized the sources down here on the bottom. And if I click on those, I can see right here what those are and the brief descriptions, and some additionals are also added. So that's a really great way to begin pushing a topic, but make sure that you're also requesting where this information is coming from. So the next amazing thing ChatGPT can do is help you brainstorm ideas. Whether it's brainstorming content ideas for any type of project, develop business strategies, or new concepts, it can help you create creative solutions to problems. So the next idea is all about brainstorming. So maybe you have a business idea, maybe you have a teaching idea, maybe you have a lesson idea, maybe you have a content idea, maybe you have an idea about anything, maybe you have a question. You can utilize ChatGPT to help you get into that question more deeply. So here I'm asking, I need 10 creative business ideas for an online education platform focused on AI and technology skills. So let's see what it gives us. It gives us some online education platform ideas based on AI and technology, AI-powered personalized learning paths, 5 AI-driven career coaching and mentorship, micro-learning and AI challenges, AI certification boot camps with job placement, AI-powered content creation for educators, AI-generated project-based learning, AI for Business and Entrepreneurship Academy, subscription-based AI skills library, AI-powered resume and portfolio builder, AI and tech skills for educators in schools. So those are some ideas related to the main key question. I could then take these ideas and sometimes even ask AI for its opinion. Which 3 are the best? And tell me why. And this is where its knowledge of you and your login and your information you provided it sometimes becomes beneficial. So here we have AI certification boot camps with job placement, AI Business and Entrepreneurship Academy, AI-powered personalized learning paths. And if you want quick monetization, go with AI certification boot camps. If you want a broader audience, go with AI for Business and Entrepreneurship. If you want scalable, tech-driven solution, AI-powered personalized learning paths can create a unique learning experience that keeps users engaged. So it helped decide for me a little bit, and I also get to review some of the pros and cons that they've listed. So another amazing thing ChatGPT can do is help you create presentations and reports. One of the more powerful features of this is creating outlines to help you plan presentations and reports. You can get outlines for meetings, summaries around major topics, create cohesive and detailed outlines for work or student presentations. And also being able to summarize and have key takeaways will be something that ChatGPT can help provide for you. So next we're going to talk about creating outlines and presentations or reports with ChatGPT. So here I have a prompt: outline a 10-slide PowerPoint presentation on how to use AI for productivity with key points for each slide. So let's see what we get. So it's producing a PowerPoint outline for how to use AI for productivity, title slide with the main topic, name and organization, the introduction, asking the question, what is AI productivity? Understanding AI and productivity, AI for task management and automation, actually lists some tools, which is great, AI for content creation, communication, Jasper and Grammarly, AI for research and data organization, search engines, Perplexity, AI, Elicit, Research Rabbit, AI for meetings and collaboration, that's where we see Otter AI, Fireflies.ai. We also see AI for time management and productivity hacks, and that's AI-based time tracking, rescue time, and clockwise, and ethical considerations and AI best practices, conclusions and next steps. So it gives you a really strong outline with not only a main component, but also follow-up tools, ideas, and also purposeful reasons for other content that could be on this outline. So that's a really great place to start if you're being asked to make a presentation. And if the items in here you're not sure of, you can go ahead and begin to do research based on what you see here. So the next step we're going to take is we're going to take and utilize a prompt for summarize key takeaways from this research report on remote work productivity and suggest 3 slides with visual ideas. So what I've done is I've found an article around remote work, and I've gone and I've grabbed the text, and let's see how it does. So it's going to give us key takeaways, talking about the continued demand for remote work, benefits of remote work, challenges of remote work, types of remote work, structures, tools and best practices. And then now it's giving us suggested slides with visual ideas. And I think this is one of the greatest parts of using ChatGPT for idea development. It doesn't necessarily always, you could use DALL-E for some of the visualizations to get started, but it's also nice to see a written version of an idea so that you can be creative yourself. So the first one is slide 1, remote work growth trends, and it suggests a supporting slide. The demand for remote work has skyrocketed globally, with job seekers prioritizing flexible work options, and a world map with markers showing the percentage increase in remote job searches across the world. The next one is slide 2, benefits and challenges of remote work. It's a pros versus cons slide, which is great visually. On the left side is increased productivity, cost savings, flexible hiring advantage. On the right side is the challenge with communication barriers, tech issues, trust concerns, with icons. So just a different visual idea there. And the third one is best tools for remote productivity. And this is an icon-based layout. The visual idea is a grid-style layout displaying key tools by categories. So communication tools, project management tools, collaboration tools, and time management. So you can utilize the icons from those different products as part of the presentation. And that's just a great way to start to visualize a research product. That's just a great way to visualize a presentation and start to think about how can I visually express the idea. And all generated from a prompt. Social media and content generation. Social media and content creation. ChatGPT can help you write engaging posts for LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or even YouTube. And it can help recommend hashtags, captions, and even ideas for different types of posts. And also help you identify trending topics. So of course, social media content creation is a place where AI content can be utilized. I have a prompt with here's a prompt which says, write an engaging LinkedIn post about how AI is transforming the hiring process, including a personal insight and call to action. So let's see what gets generated. So sometimes it can be a little scary, even the level of detail in which it goes, but it does create this post talking about it evolving at an unprecedented pace. Talks about speaking with a job seeker who applied to over 50 positions. What does this mean for job seekers? Resumes need to be AI friendly. Hiring is becoming more data driven. AI can enhance but not replace the human touch in recruitment. Has some advice, and how has it impacted your job search or hiring process? So it gives you what I would say here is a good template for a post. Now, I would never post this exactly as it gets generated. I would maybe reframe the bullets and then reframe the text and also include some resources or some links around something that I want to share related to the topic. But I would also not speak about something that I never did, like speaking with a job seeker who applied to positions. If I never did that, I wouldn't keep that in my post. It's inauthentic. But I think the benefit of it creating this type of post is it gives you a framework for understanding that doesn't need to be super long, that you can then take this idea and continue to refine it and make it more specific to you. So let's actually use a post prompt for that. Please provide suggestions for making this example post more authentic. So it says personalizing the insight, adding emotion or storytelling, humanizing the AI factor, or conversational engaging language. So just a few kind of suggestions. I definitely think putting your own link in there, talking about maybe what your product or service might do, or maybe an experience that you actually have had, basically personalizing it a bit more, giving your feelings more about the topic, and finding a way to make it more human. Now, I think with social media posts, you need to be careful. I think one of the better parts about doing it is that you can actually make posts that are very specific links or designed for specific platforms. And you could utilize a prompt. Please now generate 5 ideas based on this post for Instagram. So here are 5 Instagram content ideas based on your LinkedIn post. So it gives the idea of a carousel post, a reel, an infographic, poll or Q&A story, meme or relatable post. And so those are just some ideas. So you might either focus on one type of these or do multiples, or see if you could try to utilize them all and just see what would work best for you. But you can then take one type of content and make it more specific for a different platform, which is really what you should try to do. Learning and upskilling. ChatGPT can help you learn and upskill in a wide range of areas, whether it's learning how to learn a new language, do research into a particular subject area, learn how to code or program, or do your own research into other certifications. ChatGPT can help you do the research to help you understand what type of learning will be next and what you can expect, as well as some of the hands-on learning itself. You'll be able to get answers to complex questions and more information around topics with examples. So the next prompt is all about learning and upskilling. So the prompt here is create a 4-week learning plan for someone who wants to start learning Python from scratch, including resources and key concepts each week. Now remember, you can replace Python with any programming language, a piece of software, a language. You can replace it with anything that you particularly want to use as a jumping off point for your own personal learning. So let's see what the framework gives us. So this is a structured plan, week for week plan designed for someone starting from scratch. Covers foundational concepts. So the first one's basic Python basics and setup, installing Python and setting up an IDE, so a development environment, syntax, variables and data types, basic input output, string manipulation, basic operations, comments, code readability. It gives some resources here, which is great, python.org, Replit, W3 Schools, Code Academy, great beginner resources for learning Python. Here are some practice activities like doing the print hello world, using user input to display a message, simple math operations, strings, concatenation, slicing, and case changes, and also provides a simple calculator. So you could build out the simple calculator with ChatGPT in terms of asking for directions on how to do it. You also could do multiple other types of projects that you wanted to go deeper onto. Week 2 is control, flow, and data structures. Week 3 is functions and file handling. And there are different resources with each week, which is good. And also some practice tasks, so it makes sure that you are practicing what you're trying to learn. And week 4 is object-oriented programming and APIs with practice tasks and some bonus, which is great. Here's some bonus resources like Leet Code, Hacker Rank, Code Wars, CS Dojo, Free Code Camp, Python course, and some wrap-up steps. So it talks about exploring data science potentially, trying automation projects, learn web development with Flask or Django, and learn machine learning with TensorFlow or scikit-learn. So what I'm going to do is, just as a follow-up to this, I'm going to take the very first mini project of the basic calculator, and I'm going to say, please create a project outline and a list of resources to complete this. Just to get a better understanding of what are these projects at the end of a week-long kind of self-learning could look like, gives the objective of building the basic calculator, the expected learning outcomes of the input and output with Python, arithmetic operations, if statements with conditional statements, handling errors, create a Python script, print a welcome message, get user input, perform the calculation, handle edge cases and errors, prevent division by errors, to display the result. So they actually give you a project implementation code with the basic version. You could go ahead and try to utilize this tool and copy and paste this into your IDE or do it right wherever you like to do your programming. You could copy and paste this code right into your IDE if you wanted to. And then there's some project enhancements, optional improvements, add a GUI. It has a history feature, error handling, command line arguments, and it gives you the resources to complete the project. Python official tutorial, W3 Schools, user input and output tutorial, tutorials on if-else statements, Python loops, try except in Python, Tinker GUI for beginners, Python math functions, and some next steps. So just overall, a place to start and begin to identify resources to help you get started. And remember, you could do this with any type of self-learning. And then when you get to the point of wanting to develop a project, you want to be able to take it deeper, but just be sure to ask for resources to help support the project so that as you start to work, you have places that you can go and see if the resources are good and they're helping you learn what you want to learn so that you can be successful, especially when self-learning. And so that is part of the 4-week Python learning plan for beginners with an example of the project of a calculator. So the financial planning and budgeting. ChatGPT can help you with your finance and budgeting. It can help you create a monthly schedule with your budget, utilize tracking in spreadsheets and do analysis for you, help you track expenses and learn how to set goals based on the information you provide it. You can also get advice around investment strategies and money management. So the next area I'm going to show you a prompt in is the finance area. So create a personal budget for someone earning $5,000 per month, allocating funds for rent, groceries, savings, and entertainment. I'm going to add another component to this prompt. I can run this, and I'll show you exactly what this looks like running it, but I'm actually going to give you a template. So here's a personal budget breakdown based on the amount of income, housing, groceries, savings and investments, debts, transportation, health insurance, personal and miscellaneous, a budget summary, financial goals, lifestyle, additional considerations. A very good start. But how do you make this more actionable? So I'm actually going to have you create a template for tracking this weekly. Please create a templated spreadsheet that I can use to track my budget, and please also provide 3 key questions. I have 3 key questions I should ask myself each week to help me maintain the budget. So it's giving me a budget I can download. And did I stay within my budget for each category? If not, what should I do? Did any unexpected expenses come up, and how can I better plan for them? Am I on track to meet my savings and financial goals, or do I need to reallocate funds? And let me know if you'd like to make any modifications. So this is the analysis on the budget categories. If I download the budget template, you can see, I'll just give you the Mac version of this. Now this is not essential to do, but you can see it has a category, a budgeted amount, actual spend, difference. I can upload this template to Google Sheets or a cloud version of Excel, or copy and paste it, but it has all those key components that it talked about, and also the difference in actual expense. So you can make these more advanced if you make the prompt more advanced, so just remember that. So with that prompt, I get the questions, I have the budget template, and I could also upload a spreadsheet for analysis if I would like. So finally, health, fitness, and meal planning. ChatGPT can help you plan meals for the course of a week, a month, or even several months. Help you identify what needs to be purchased, what kinds of recipes are available, help you create a meal schedule. It can also help you plan fitness routines. You can also ask for habit building advice. So the next prompt is all about lifestyle and meal planning. Here I have created a 3-day healthy meal plan for someone who wants to eat a balanced meal, who wants to create a 3-day healthy meal plan for someone who wants to eat balanced meals with high protein and low carbs. So it gives me 1, day 2, and day 3 are broken out by breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. So let's do this to push this to the next level, just to show you some of the power. Can you create or generate a meal by meal calorie count for each meal? Let's see if it gives us anything based on not knowing the person's maybe metabolic rate for burning the calories. So here it does give us a table that you can expand or download the day 1 breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, calorie breakouts for each meal. And I will say, should these be adjusted based on body weight? So it's saying, yes, it should be adjusted based on body weight, activity level. So this is an example that even though I got a response from ChatGPT on how to do something, and it gave me a recommendation, it gave me data, it was necessary for me to use another piece of knowledge that actually I can utilize with that food plan to push it to better understand. So it's actually now giving me general caloric guidelines by weight and goal. So for a 150-pound person or a 200-pound person, what that looks like across this meal plan and the adjustments that would be needed. And I think that's important because not everyone's starting off in the same place with this. Just with self-learning, you may have more experience with a programming language than maybe learning a language, or maybe you have more experience learning languages but less with computers. So you want to make sure if you're using AI that you're beginning to tailor and push your prompts to get the responses and the final outcomes you really want. So it does take a lot of knowledge on the topic itself to best produce the results you need. So those are 10 exciting ways you can use ChatGPT on a daily basis. Hopefully you visit digitalfutureseducation.com, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.